Good afternoon. Ken Hutto here again, Product Development Manager for FMC's Herbicides and Fungicides. We are at our last and final stop for the FMC Fungicide Roadshow, and this is at NC State's Turfgrass Research Field Day. Outstanding event if you've ever been. But what we're going to look at today is another Serata trial. It has been hot and humid, perfect conditions with the rainfall that we've been having down here to promote root rot disease. So if you remember from our previous meetings where Serata, the active ingredients picarbutyrazox, it's a new mode of action for preventative Pythium root rot and root dysfunction, as well as Pythium blight control. This particular trial that we're going to look at first, we've got a preventative and a curative trial. The preventative applications were initiated towards the end of May, and the applications were on a 14-day interval. So what we'll do, as we do always, we'll look at the untreated first, at the preventative treatment trial, and then we'll move through some of the treatments. All right, let's take a look at the plots. Okay, just as a reminder, we always start looking at our trials by the untreated, because that gives us a really good understanding of what the natural population is. Notice the thinning of the turf outside the plot and on into the untreated plot. That's the symptomology that we see with Pythium root rot. And as we pan back and look over the entire green that these trials are on, you can really pick out the differences of what was treated, what's working, and what's not working. So here's a good understanding of what the pressure is like. Probably the most extreme pressure we've seen so far this year. All right, the first treatment we're going to look at here, this is Serata at 0.6 ounces per 1,000 square feet applied every 14 days. If we look right over to the left of this treatment, you'll see the untreated strip here. It almost stops to the T, right to the edge of that plot, so very good control at this 0.6. And if we move right next to this is the higher rate at 0.8. Very good control as well. So 14-day interval with this product, Serata continues to perform well even under this type of pressure. Okay, so for the curative trial, this is the untreated. Again, the very extensive pressure. This treatment was initiated a little bit later than the preventative trial. They started this trial when it was about 5 to 10% disease in this area, and then they put the treatments out, still on a 14-day interval, but again, gives you a really good understanding of what the pressure looks like naturally. So let's look at a few other treatments here. From a curative standpoint, the 0.8 ounce rate is looking really good. We see some extreme reduction with the 0.6. You know, this is a 0.8 ounce rate here, so very good control. If we look at the 0.6, you're still getting a very good reduction, but again, taking into consideration that this is a corner of this trial area where the water collects and sits. You can see the amount of pressure outside the plot, but even in the plot, you're getting a pretty good reduction of this disease from a curative standpoint. You bump that up to the 0.8, it looks really good. There's the pressure outside the plot. So really encouraged by these results as well.